What is up, Chuck? We're live, man.
All right, there we go. I was waiting. Oh, there we are. There we are.
But you know what? We got a problem here. Why that's happening? I don't know. It seems like every other week we get that going. How it flips,
Trials and tribulations of this
we need
podcast, baby.
we need a better producer. It's what we need.
You're doing a great job, Matt. You're doing a great job.
Hey, man. So how was Thanksgiving to everyone? And of course, Chuck, we haven't spoken since Thanksgiving. What was it like? What'd you do? What was a good time in Tennessee?
So yeah, we haven't talked. So our trip, we always go to Philly for Thanksgiving, and my trip got canceled last minute.
It did?
It did. This damn COVID stuff, bro. So I got a call because my daughter was in school. My daughter has been in school since October, I believe. And we got a call Sunday at some point saying that her teacher tested positive. So everyone was, whatever. And so I was like, all right, cool. I'll go ahead. We'll all go ahead and get tested. And called my stepmom up, and she was like, "Oh hell no, you're not coming up here." Which probably I understand. I get that. I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And so we had to, and trying to get a COVID test on a week of Thanksgiving, when everybody's trying to do it. I mean, the test comes back like 5 days later. It's not like 24 hours. Even if you paid for the rapid one, they was like, listen, it's gonna take
$150,
whatever
that is.
Yeah, the dude was like, dude, it's gonna still take 4 to 5 days. He's like, so I don't even know if it's worth paying $150 right now. He's like, a month ago when nobody was in line, he's like, you can get it back within 24 hours. He's like, right now, it's gonna take a while. All right.
So what'd you wind up doing?
So I just didn't take the rapid one and got it back Friday, Saturday, whatever, after Thanksgiving, and we were negative, but whatever. Whatever, man. It is what it is, dude.
Well, wait, so you weren't driving, right? You were flying.
Flying. Yeah, we were gonna fly. Yeah.
So did you get a refund or a credit? Like
they gave us a credit. I mean, the airlines, they're right now they're used to what's going on, so they just give you a credit. So we're good.
Nice.
I mean, it wasn't going to be a regular Thanksgiving. I called the folks that day. It was only like 4 people there. They was like, people afraid, man. And Pennsylvania's on like lockdown. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I guess it was worth to staying home and just kicking it with the family. So yeah,
I mean, there's certainly nothing wrong with that. We had family over here, so I didn't have to go anywhere. We didn't have to go anywhere. We had softball games, my daughter's softball games early the next morning. So I was up at 6:15 out the door. We were playing at 9:30. And I got a story about that. I need to, not so much about the softball, but about the event and kind of what that represents in America. But all in all, I mean, it was a good week, man. No complaints here. Certainly enjoyed myself, which is good. But let's get to all the BS that's going on around the world. What do you think, Chuck?
There's a lot of BS, but hey, let's get to it, baby.
So you're saying our connection is awful?
Awful.
Really?
I'm hearing like you've been paused on my screen for about 3 minutes now, but I can hear kind of your words, but it's chopped up.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Internet maybe. So YouTube saying we have an excellent connection.
Okay, that's good.
Facebook.
Yeah, I can see
Facebook.
that too.
It's on right now. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, so your buddies are telling you it's kind of dog shit right now.
Yeah, but we could push through it. I mean, it's on my side. I can hear you, and if it's a long delay with me, just that's probably why. So. Okay.
Well, no, you've been good the whole time.
Okay.
No, so I've been freezing up. I don't know. Who knows what the hell?
Yeah, sometimes
We're trying to go live,
here,
ladies
so
and gentlemen.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it
out there. Hey, let's lay this out. So I know I promised last week we're gonna come out with some fireworks, and do we have some stuff for you guys tonight? You do not want to miss 1 minute of the Always Offended podcast. So Chuck, I'm sure you're familiar with what's going on in Georgia, and we're gonna play something from Linwood, get everybody a little bit fired up there. The Georgia lawsuit, the Kraken. Everyone's heard about that, but what really is the Kraken? Is it really Liam Neeson from that movie? Maybe, maybe not. Phil Klein and the whistleblowers, and Chuck, all the whistleblowers need to be protected, right? They all need to be protected, according to Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, right?
Your girl. Yep, your guy and girl.
Yeah. What's funny? I got a quick story about Nancy Pelosi. We're going to be making t-shirts and we're going to be selling those. Actually, those are in production right now. But my Sicilian grandmother said that Pelosi means pussy in Italian.
Perfect.
You like that one?
That is perfect.
I already have some ordered, by the way. So we're going to be selling those, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to sport those out at the ball game. Maybe not so much with your kids, but if you want to wear them out to the bar, you're out at the ball game when we can go back, or anywhere where there's adults, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So just remember, my Sicilian grandmother said that Pelosi means pussy in Italian. Now go ahead and look it up. It's a slang, and there's hundreds of different ways to speak the same language. And
good job, Grandma.
Italian, whether it's Sicilian, bunch of different dialects. Okay, she said this, and you can't tell me I'm lying because my grandmother said it. And as we all know, grandmothers are always right.
Always. Good job, Grandma.
Always right.
We love you.
So if you don't like that, you can go shit right in your hat. How about that? Okay, so Phil Klein out of PA, man, the home state. Phil Klein, whistleblowers. Jesse Morgan, a truck driver with USPS, missing a potential 288,000 ballots. They just left. We got video on that. It was between 144 and 288 ballots that were like ready to go. Wow. Where did those go? Not like envelopes, but they were like in trays, ready to go in the tabulator. So how does that happen?
So they just had them ready. This was planned for quite some time.
They were in boxes that they call Gaylords, Chuck. Gaylords is what they're called. They were in trays, ready to go to be put into the tabulator, according to the court documents. Now we're going to hear more from Phil Klein, who is the attorney, very successful individual, very shortly. So we got that, plus Rudy Giuliani with some experts in Pennsylvania in front of the state legislature. One is a former Army data analyst, very good at what he does, talking about the votes, the dumps, one that came in from Biden, or multiple ones, and then ones that did not so much come in for Trump. Project Veritas and CNN. Have you heard about that? They recorded CNN's morning meetings for like 2 months because they had an inside whistleblower. We have that video.
Oh my God.
If you haven't seen it, it's
not.
A must watch.
Okay.
Must watch.
Okay.
Oh, and the last time we were on, we had some fun with the Bubble Boy. COVID Bubble Boy. There's a little more of that, and this time it may be a little more ridiculous. This time Chuck put it together, so if you don't like it, it's but if you do like it, I put it together.
Okay.
Portugal courts
Fair
on
enough.
COVID and the PCR test. Interesting news there. Very interesting news about our liberty and the ability of government to take away said liberty. Barack Obama and Joe Biden, Gina Hasple, were they really arrested? There's a lot of stuff floating around on the internet. Were they really arrested? Is Biden about to concede to Trump because of all the stuff out there? We have that information. And some information out of China. Oh, man, it just keeps getting better and better. These are the people that predicted or said that the Hunter Biden laptop and hard drives were available before anyone knew about it.
Oh.
And we have that video for you as well. Plus, Chuck, you wanted to talk about the Vandy kicker, the stunt, quote unquote stunt, the barber shop, which we haven't talked about in a while, and the libtard of the week, which I haven't picked out yet. So if anyone has any suggestions out there for the libtard of the week, please let us know. Chuck, what do you think about the rundown?
Hey, man, we have a great producer that does a great job, so can't complain about the rundown, baby. Let's go.
Let's see what happens with all this. But I'm serious. If you have any ideas on the libtard of the week, which there's many, there never seems to be a shortage of the libs out there that are beyond ridiculous. That's all I have to say. With that said, I'm very excited to introduce Mr. Lynn Wood at today's rally in Georgia. Get fired up. Woo! Load up.
I've looked at the real numbers. He won over 410 electoral votes. He won every state, including California. 80 plus million votes. We will die before we'll ever let them steal our freedom. This is our country. Keep America free. God bless every one of you.
So that was Lynn Wood. Are you familiar with Lynn Wood?
I was not. I will have to give you a.
So he represented Sandman, the kid out of Kentucky.
Correct. Yeah, I only saw like 10 seconds.
Who was at the Capitol. So, the kid who was smiling with the MAGA hat on in front of the state capitol, and then there was the old Native American guy.
Okay.
Who's like drumming in his face, and the kid, who was a high school kid, 16 or 17 at the time,
right,
was just smiling, and that guy kind of got in his face, which that's his right too. And then CNN, along with other quote unquote news outlets, and we got some more CNN stuff coming up for you about news and the integrity of news. There's audio CNN, of that you do not want to miss. Anyway, Lynn Wood represented the kid Sandman. And let's just say it's countless of millions of dollars that was awarded to the kid for defamation.
Wow.
Okay? Because they made this minor look like a complete jackass, asshole, whatever you want to say. But CNN was a big perpetrator of this offense. And they paid royally. And it doesn't matter. CNN's just going to keep getting backed. I'm not sure if they've been profitable the last however many years, but it doesn't matter. It's one of the outlets to promote their left-wing agenda, which they say they're down the middle, right? And they're objective. Chuck, what's your degree in? What's your degree in?
My degree?
Yeah, what's your degree in?
Communications.
Broadcasting.
Yep.
Yours is production, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so is mine. So we know a little bit about this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, and what you're taught in school is not to go on the left or the right. You want to play it down the middle. You want to be objective. As we all know,
it's the way to go.
There's the right side. There's the left side. There's a problem, though. 90% of the mainstream media is left, and that presents a number of challenges. And if you really think about it, are we really getting objective information? We're going to talk about that as it pertains to CNN, and you guys can make up your own mind, because Project Veritas killed it once again with their whistleblower and undercover video and audio that you certainly do not want to miss. So, Chuck, real quick, what do you think about Lynn Wood and Sidney Powell with their lawsuit in Georgia? And I'm going to pull this up here really quickly.
Okay.
This is going to explain a little bit more. So defense attorneys Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood and others had filed a lawsuit in Georgia demanding that the results of the 2020 election be set aside because of a massive election fraud and foreign influence in the election. The lawsuit claims that 96,000, give or take, 96.6 mail-in ballots were fraudulently, I didn't say that right, cast, and that 136,000 ballots were illegal and not wanted. What does that say? Not illegally. There was something blocking there. Legally counted as a result of improper manipulation of the Dominion software. We have more information on Dominion and the Chinese Communist Party just a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. Sidney Powell, a high-profile attorney who represents former President Donald Trump National Security Advisor General Flynn, asked that the governor be enjoined from certifying the election. 104-page lawsuit claims that Governor Brian Kemp, who's a Republican, by the way, he's a Republican. One of the biggest reasons why he won in 2018, he beat Stacey Abrams, who's a rising star in the Democrat Party, and she ran. She made everything happen in Georgia. She made everything happen in Georgia with she orchestrated, like, brilliant person. I don't agree with her politics or her integrity, but a very smart individual. And she ran roughshod over Brian Kemp and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. And they're also alleging, they said it today, they took money from the Chinese Communist Party. And the chair and members of the Georgia State Election Board failed to police the alleged fraud, including multiple violations in Georgia law. We don't have to go over that. Constitutional violations as shown by witnesses. Where's the evidence? Well, in the court of law, now I need to get out of this real quick. I'm not an attorney, so don't quote me on this shit. But Chuck, okay, say a murder happens and there's a witness.
Okay.
Right? How does the person get convicted of the murder if there's no witness or no what the hell is that thing? Knife, gun, weapon, right?
A weapon. Okay.
How do they get convicted? Unless maybe you're black in America, you can expand more on that, right? You were about to say that.
I was about to say
you were about to say, we don't have a murder weapon. We don't have witnesses. You're black. You're convicted. Now, is it that way today? I hope not. I don't think that's the case.
I don't want to be the person sitting on trial. That's all I got to say. How do people get convicted? It happens all the time. In my opinion, you gotta have a witness or you got to have the murder weapon. My point being is, if you're a witness, that's evidence. Correct.
The dude doesn't get convicted who's charged with the murder without the witness or the weapon, right?
Right.
So Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, Giuliani, all of Trump's attorneys have over 230-something sworn affidavits, which means they have a bunch of witnesses. You guys can say whatever you want. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Well, holy shit, man. This type of case, how long do you think it would take to prosecute this type of case or build a defense for this type of case?
First of all, it would be, why is this not national news? Like, why is it not bigger news?
Why do you think?
That's why I asked the question. And if this is the case, it's an open and shut case. Like if you have that many people that are quote unquote witnesses, you know what I'm saying? Why you don't even have to go to trial.
Yeah, but the question we do need to ask, to be fair, are they credible? Right.
Well, that's all. But
they're not even giving them an opportunity,
right,
to be asked those questions, so the Democrats can come up and
cross-examine,
ask them questions as well. But the funny thing about in Georgia, Pennsylvania, their argument is they're protecting Dominion. They're protecting foreign software over the integrity of an American election. And by the way, I need to say this for all the people that say every vote needs to be counted. Yeah, you're right, with one exception. Every legal vote needs to be counted. No one's being disenfranchised with every legal vote. However, how many millions of black and brown people's votes are being disenfranchised with fraudulent ones? Now let's go back to the 3/5 rule. Remember? A black vote back in the day was worth 3/5 of a person. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's essentially what we're doing. The Democrat Party, once again, is racist by the quote-unquote alleged fraudulent election. I didn't say voter fraud, but the quote-unquote fraudulent election. There seems to be somewhat of collusion, if you will, from the states, the battleground states, which it's yet to be proven. You don't have any proof. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of evidence, though, whether it be people or whether it be the software. In Nevada, they've already been granted permission to inspect the machines. Now, they're arguing whether or not, and I haven't had an update on this.
Who's inspecting the machines, though?
The Trump team, legal team, their experts are supposed to be able to inspect that.
Okay.
Now, they're arguing whether or not how close they can actually get to the machines. The Democrats, okay, here's the deal. The Democrats are arguing how close they can actually get to the machine. So here's the thing, and here's the red flag. If you want an election that's fair, which you said you wanted for 4 fucking years after the quote-unquote hoax, which was Russia, that Hillary Clinton made up, and John Brennan admitted that he briefed Barack Obama on July 28th, 2016. He admitted to that. Hillary made this shit up. You guys made it all up and ran with it. For years, special prosecutor came up with nothing. Why did Robert Mueller, who had dementia at the time, I'm not saying allegedly, and the rest of the whack jobs come up with nothing? Because nothing was fucking there. Nothing was there. But you guys believed all of it. CNN, one of the biggest perpetrators. Chuck, what say you?
What's up?
I said, what say you? Did I cut out?
Yeah, you cut out.
No, you cut out.
Oh.
What do you think about CNN just being full of shit on everything?
So
allegedly.
So I allegedly, I like it. I like to watch CNN because I laugh. So because I like
boy Don Lemon.
Oh, that dude, boy. Whew, he's a trip. He's a trip. But it's entertainment for me. You know what I'm saying? So I want to watch these shows. I could flip back and forth between whatever news channel you like. And I just think it's entertainment. I'm like, wow, they really come up with some of this stuff, man. Like they must really sit down and say, we're going to go way off this way just for ratings. Everything's for ratings. So I still remember when it might have been in college or right after college when I believe CNN when during Katrina and the whole Bush don't like black people and this and that. I remember Kanye saying that. And then they ran with it. CNN ran with it, man. I'm just like, where do we come up with this stuff, man?
Well, you bring up a good point. Why do people just automatically believe something that may be part of the party platform? Republicans are always racist, bigoted, and evil. And by the way, many of the Republicans in the state legislature, some governors, including Brian Kemp in Georgia, seems like you guys sold out. And I've heard that a lot of these people just, never Trumpers, they just wanted to get back to normal to where they're always losing. Right. And they let the left take over and then everything is good. The problem is that our liberty and our freedoms are slowly being taken away. And if you don't fucking see that, you need to wake up. I don't care if your argument is, it's a social media. They're a private company. They can do whatever they want. Yes, but when there's cancel culture and you say anything that has to do with race or this or that, you're canceled. You know what? Fuck that shit. Man, say crazy. Whatever the fuck you want, and tell those people to go shit in their hats.
It's crazy. You can't say anything without people just jumping on a negative, saying you're wrong, you're racist. It drives me nuts, and I'm just like, okay, so go back and crawl in your damn corner and cry, then, you little bitch, because this is the way the world is, man. If you can't handle it, this is the way.
So real quickly, because we're going off topic, but since we're talking about this, and you definitely have a different perspective.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Black people in America blaming white people for race, for everything? Everything is racist. Everything is this. Everything is that. And on top of that, what about idiot white people that are doing the same thing?
Right.
How do you feel about stupid white people that are saying this as well?
Yeah, I hate it when you jump. That's the first thing you jump on. Okay, so like, if you think something is racist, then okay, well, then explain to me why do you think that's racist? Okay, I mean, and if you have a good valid point, I'm well, okay, cool, I understand. But like, just automatically jump into that is causing me red flags, and I'll just look at you like, okay, this everything's racist with this person, and I don't know why, but people want to put the blame. They just want to point fingers and they want to blame and they want to blame. I can't stand that. I think people are idiots who jump straight to the race card, both ways, black or white. Like, just don't jump to the race card, man.
But isn't it a perfect way? And we've talked about this in previous episodes, demonizing people and how to divide.
Absolutely.
Obama is really good at this. Divide and conquer, where he started in with the identity politics. And he was really effective at it. Like, I got to give the guy credit. He was really, he was an effective orator. 65,000 hot dogs to the high school or to the White House. Anyway, he was really good at that. You know what I mean? He has Black Lives Matter to the White House, which we've already proven that they're a Marxist organization. And if you don't believe that, I got this right here, which I'm going to show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Black Lives Matter co-founder describes herself as a trained Marxist. Oh, how did that randomly happen to be there, Chuck? How did that be there? How'd that be there? I don't know. But that's the truth. And the ideology part of it is a big deal. And I think everyone needs to understand what the ultimate goal is. And you may think that's a conspiracy theory. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. George Bush started talking about the New World Order back in the late 80s when he was a president. And that's where we're at now. Davos, their big deal in January is a great reset. What the fuck do you think that is? Once America falls, everyone else falls. What do you mean it's going to fall? Well, everything's going to be the same. No, you're slowly seeing the left take everything away from us. When are you going to get a knock on your door saying, hey, I'm here to take your guns? No, you're not.
No, the fuck you ain't.
You better get your ass out of here.
Come on. Even cops won't even do that. Knock on your door and say, hey, you need to turn off your guns. They ain't stupid.
But from the ideology perspective, why do they want to do that? Because if you disarm the population, there's nothing that the population can do potentially without weaponry, right?
Yeah. So can't defend yourself. Absolutely.
The tyranny can reign for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Hey, so Sidney Powell, getting back to Sidney Powell, Linwood. Mm-hmm. By the way, did you have anything to follow up on or finish up with black or white or brown? Just always going to the race thing. One last thing you want to sum it up. You want to tell people your thoughts and what we can do better as opposed to just going to the race card.
I think, listen, we have dialogue with people. Like, we talk all the time, man. Like, just if I feel like that shit is racist, like, we can have a sit down conversation and not get and just have an open dialogue about it. Some people put your feelings aside and you say your piece, and I say, stop, just don't jump to the race card. Some people just want to do that. Oh, I didn't get this job because I'm black. Well, maybe you didn't get the job because you're not qualified for the job. I don't know. Don't do that shit. I mean, it's just stop being fucking stupid. Get out there, read, have dialogue with other folks. I do it all the time on my job, man. It's a gentleman. Yeah, my job that we have really open conversations. We've actually gotten along really well over these years. I'm more of a in the middle person. He's way on another side, and I like to antagonize his ass because just throw out some questions and be real serious when I ask him those questions and try to get him fired up. But I just want to have open dialogue. That's all I want to do. Have open dialogue and conversation.
Yeah, well, that's because you're common sense.
Yeah,
your common sense, and that's what I tell people. They're like, well, what's on the podcast, what's your partner like? I'm like, he's a brother from inner city Philly.
Yeah. And
he's got a lot of really good, valid points. He's not left. He's not right. He's just a common sense dude. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so you're looking at this from a perspective of a normal, rational person, but where has that gone? Where has that gone? Ryan Eldred's talking about COVID and 2 tests that they tested positive just in the last 2 weeks, and they feel better than ever.
That's good, man. Good job, man. I'm glad you feel.
So I've got a COVID story coming up here shortly. So Ryan, stay tuned. If you have anything else to add to that, please add that in. And of course, we got Bubble Boy with COVID. But I want to get back to
Bubble Boy.
I want to get back to Georgia. We got Lynn Wood, and you have Sidney Powell and what they've been able to do. And a lot of people are like, well, Sidney Powell lost all credibility. Okay, well, she got Michael Flynn off. Okay. Oh, well, Trump had to pardon him. Well, that's because she had an activist Sullivan judge. And no, I'm not related to this guy. Okay. Anyway.
Maybe
he's an activist. The DOJ said drop it. He didn't want to drop it. He pulled some stupid shit. So Trump pardoned him. He never would have gotten to that point without Sidney Powell. And the FBI went after him for no reason. They basically ruined his life financially. They told him they were going to go after his son as well if he didn't cooperate, which he didn't do anything wrong in the first place. That's a whole nother story. But that's Sidney Powell, who's just a badass. And she talked about, we need to release the Kraken. We need to release the Kraken. Hey, Chuck, what do you think the Kraken is?
Hey, hold on. Before we talk about Kraken, hey, listen. Can I get a connect, like who Trump, whoever the president is? Because if I get into some shit and get charged and get found guilty of some shit, I could just get pardoned. Can I have a connection like that, please? Can I get a hookup like that, man? Please.
Yeah.
God, man.
I think that would be amazing.
That would
don't
be
you?
Fucking great, man.
Well, reports this week is that Trump's going to pardon himself. Wouldn't you?
Hell yeah.
I'd pardon my entire family and myself.
Hell yeah.
Do that. No one's ever done that before. Well, there's a first time for everything, jackasses.
Hell yeah. Don't give me that type of power, baby. Don't do that. No, don't give me that.
Well, think about it. You're leaving office. You know these assholes are going to come after you. Why wouldn't you pardon yourself?
Absolutely.
These idiots already making a list like they do in communist countries. Stalin had a gigantic list, Mao. Gigantic list. Why wouldn't he do that? I don't know why he wouldn't do that. They're going to try and do everything under the law. If people are going to start showing up at the door for political crimes, thought crimes, you're going to be a political prisoner at some point if you let all this stuff go through. So the Kraken, what the hell is the Kraken?
What's the crack?
It's not what you think, you sick fucks. I had a friend send this to me, and General McInerney talked about it as well. So I'm just going to read this. For years, Democratic. They're not democratic at all. The Democrat Party and some Republican political elites. Yeah, by the way, Republicans suck too. Apparently, and not the ones that are registered Republican, the ones in office is what I'm talking about. Political elites apparently have been working in cooperation with the Chinese and other communist parties to overthrow the U.S. government and set up a new world order, which we talked about. George Herbert Walker Bush. He discussed that in his speeches back in the late 80s when he was president, early 90s. Trump and the white hats, they're going to say, what's the white hats, the black hats, this and that. White hats supposed to be the good guys. Who knows? Okay, believe whatever you want. I'm not saying this is fact. So, again, shit in your hat. Okay, Trump and the white hats of the alliance set up the 2020 presidential election as a sting to catch these bad guys in treason with intelligence gathered by the Kraken. Now, what's the Kraken? The Kraken was a nickname of the 305th Battalion Military Intelligence Corps located at Fort Huachuca, Arizona.
Ooh, okay.
It provided electronic warfare and signals intelligence SIGINT. SIGINT.
Okay.
Like that, Chuck, right there.
Okay.
The 305th consisting of 6 companies, HAC, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo. On Wednesday morning, November 4th, right after the election, the Department of Defense, 305th Battalion, and NSA, the NSA began recording real-time fraud evidence of vote switching from all 6 battleground states, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, in a blockchain tech ledger that was unhackable and undeletable. So I have a friend. So I used to work in the technology industry with training. I had a friend who said blockchain is not available for voting in the U.S. as far as that software. So
Interesting.
I don't know what to believe on all of that stuff. This real-time digital evidence would now be used to prosecute all deep staters involved in election and voter fraud, including Obama, Biden, and Hasple, Gina Hasple. Yes, the director of the CIA. Page 9 of Sidney Powell's federal lawsuits filed in Georgia and Michigan, midnight, Wednesday, November 25th, 2020. Quote unquote, the Dominion software was assessed by agents acting on behalf of China and Iran in order to monitor and manipulate elections, including the most recent U.S. general election in 2020. On Tuesday, November 1st, before the election, right? Because the election was on the 3rd, and then it went on. It's still going on. They're not done counting.
Yep.
Because they're idiots, and they did this on purpose. General McInerney tweeted, "It is treason. They are trying to overturn this government." So, Chuck, what do you think about the Kraken?
That's interesting information. They're trying to overturn the government, huh? Interesting, huh?
Well, we went over all the Alinsky.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to try. They're going to have their own ways of trying. I'm fascinated with the information that comes out, and I'm fascinated with people. I'm fascinated of people trying. Like, man, you know, that's a tough task to do. You know.
Well, it's really not, because they've done an excellent job.
Well,
and you know who's done the best job?
Who's that?
The Soviets. And your people are talking about, oh, the Soviets. We won the Cold War, did we? Did we? So back in the 1960s, what started evolving? The hippies. And where did they get their information from that made them be counterculture? Which is fine, you know, everyone figures out their own shit. But
free spiriters.
What opened up the door to Marxism? Professors at universities. Now, if we listen to Yuri, and we could play Yuri again.
Yuri.
But he said in 1984 that Moscow would be super excited about the progress that they've made in America, especially as it pertains to the hippie generation. And he says that it takes 15 to 20 years for demoralization to set in. This is a former KGB officer. And by the way, I'm going to play this right now. So all your friends that maybe they're still Democrat, right? And they're still somewhat sensible, logical, but they vote left because that's what they believe. They've always done that. And by the way, it'd probably be a blue dog Democrat right now if those still existed. If there was Kennedy Democrats, it'd probably be a Kennedy Democrat right now, but they don't exist.
Right.
Okay. So Yuri, what did he say about the people that just can't let in facts? And they respond to you with words like, that's extremism. No, it's fact. What I just told you was a fact. It's not extremism for me saying a fact. So listen to Yuri as to what needs to happen for those friends of yours who just don't seem to get it. Here's Yuri. Takes a minute, but here we
exposure to true information does not mean more. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization.
So, what does that tell you? Chuck?
Yep, there you are.
What does that tell you?
Tell you some good information right there, man.
I know, but what does that tell you? What's your takeaway from that? You talk to people on the left all the time.
He's a smart man. Okay, number one, and I don't think I think his information is very good, and I think a lot of people need to hear it. But I just think they will. I think the people on the left just don't want to hear that stuff. Oh, whatever. No, I think people far on the left, you can't change their ass, man. If you far on the left, you can't. Even if you give them proof after proof, you can't change their ass, man. They're brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? So,
I had a former boss and was working at a local TV station here. And I shared that video of Yuri like a month ago, and he responds back with this freaking diatribe on Facebook, and I hope you're watching. And no disrespect to anyone. I appreciate what you're able to do for me. I want to make that perfectly clear. I had a great time, had a lot of fun working at that TV station.
Absolutely.
But he responded back saying it was Trump racism. And he tried to equate that to Trump racism. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? We're talking about communism. Where's the Democrat Party now? Where have they gone? So far left that's communism. What's Antifa? They're communists. What's Black Lives Matter? They're communists. They've admitted to it, and you support them. Don't tell me this is a fucking Trump thing. Oh, well, this is fascism. You don't know the first thing about fucking fascism, motherfucker. Pardon my language. But holy shit, man. So my buddy, he's from his parents are from his dad's from Germany, grandparents from Germany. Okay. They hated the Nazis.
Okay.
Just like my family hated effing Mussolini, and they were thrown in jail for it.
Right. Yep.
Why do you think that he's an entrepreneur as well? Okay. Why do you is it not weird, or maybe it's normal that we don't like taking orders from people or people telling us what to do? Do you think that lineage has anything to do with it? Chuck, you just dropped out. So I'm just going to keep on talking to you till you come back in. So for me, all this stuff is insane. And all I want to know is why people, there you are. Hey, let's see we get this thing working. We go like this again.
Okay. Like I think I'm back.
Look at that. Why doesn't it go on the other side?
I don't know.
I'm gonna make whatever.
You popped up by yourself on the Facebook feed, so.
Hey, well, we always used to, when I was a kid, Sicilian, like the Moors were in Sicily all the time, right? So you and I technically could be related. So you could be a Sicilian.
I'm your brother from another mother.
And I could be part black. My dad took a DNA.
Ooh.
Well, everyone's 1% African, right?
I'm not from Africa. I'm black.
I like where you went with that.
I'm Black American. I'm not from Africa.
But what I'm saying is that everybody somehow, some way, according to science, originated from Africa, right?
That's right.
Okay, that's kind of where it's going with that.
Yeah, I'll just mess with you.
Anyway, a lot of you people don't know what fascism is.
People.
Yes, I'm talking about you, Chuck, again. You people, you guys don't know what fascism is. And you think that's like Trump, but the media made it up. And we have some interesting information on that when we get to Project Veritas and their deep dive, their secret infiltration into CNN here very shortly. Now, Chuck, we're getting into your state again, Pennsylvania, your home state. And there was a lawsuit that was brought there. And yesterday they had a news conference about it with a whistleblower. Okay. And that whistleblower's name is Jesse Morgan, a truck driver. With USPS. He's a subcontractor, says he was suspicious of his cargo load of 288,000 completed votes. They said between 140 and 288,000 votes. And I'm going to play some of the information from his attorney that was at the news conference yesterday. And this is all about evidence, sworn affidavits. That's evidence in a court of law. All my attorney friends out there, please chime in. Would love to hear your perspective. Would love to hear your thoughts. But in the meantime, let's listen to Phil Klein, attorney of Jesse Morgan, truck driver, USPS subcontractor. Here you go.
Let's go.
So we put together logical conclusions based on the information that we have. Anomalies. What should have happened in Harrisburg, Jesse's trailer is immediately unloaded. It was not unloaded in Harrisburg, even though his trailer contained mail for Harrisburg. Jesse was forced to wait without explanation in a parking lot in the yard of that facility for 6 hours without explanation. Jesse's only exchanges pleasantries and small talk with others who talk to him at U.S. postal facilities. Postal supervisors don't talk to drivers. Jesse talked to a postal supervisor. Normally, Jesse receives a ticket that proves he was there. That was refused. Now, that wasn't an accident. That was intentional. That was no, you receive no ticket. Jesse unloads his trailer in Harrisburg being to Lancaster. Jesse was told to go to Lancaster while carrying the Harrisburg mail. Maybe we've got somebody who doesn't know how the Postal Service works. Maybe we've got somebody who didn't communicate with the postal supervisor who gave that order. Perhaps there are independent explanations for all of these, but you can imagine the odds of all of that happening on the day he carried completed ballots across state line from New York to New Jersey, across the state line of New Jersey to Pennsylvania, where his trailer full of ballots disappeared. Jesse usually leaves his trailer at the dock in Lancaster at the end of his shift and picks it up the next day. It's gone.
Wait, I push the button. We don't need to.
Normally you.
So, what do you think about that, dude? It was gone. He had his truck, but
So
the rig, I guess, or the cargo part of it was gone.
Yeah, I wonder if this was like a normal routine for him. Like he was just, hey, I'll just drive, and to wherever he's supposed to go to in New Jersey or Pennsylvania, whatever it was. And then he kind of was like, this is a little strange. What happened to this other load? What happened? I'm supposed to have X amount of, because everybody knows before you hop in your truck, you're getting a list of what you have, and you got to get weighed when you go to certain states. You got to weigh. So what he should have, what happened to it?
Well, one can conclude that the county for the ballots on election night, they stopped randomly, right?
Randomly, okay.
And so did they have a surplus of ready-made ballots to dump into the tabulators? I mean, what Sidney Powell said, she's like, Trump got so many votes that it broke the algorithm. And if you think that it's not true, or it's not plausible that Dominion can set up algorithms within their systems, or Smartmatic, the software that you're using in there, or Sequoia, whatever you're referring to, then you're a fucking idiot.
Right. Yeah,
like, again, if you look at it as if anything is possible. So if you see that, so yes, is it possible for the Democrats to cheat? Yes. Is it possible for the Republicans to cheat? And have they? I'm sure they have. Have the Democrats? Yes, they have. Okay. Is it possible that the Democrats, by any means necessary, now where are we going with this?
Oh, yeah.
Marxism. By any means necessary. Okay. That the Democrats did whatever they needed to do to get Trump out of office to move their agenda forward, and it's not for the American people.
I want to know who came up with this plan, and hey, we're going to do this and have these ballots. Who the people who come up with this stuff, man, and how they going to do it, and how they're going to execute the, what they did, because I'm just fascinated by it. Like, man, y'all are really going all this way just to to do something like this just to win. Which, I mean, I get it. If you want to win something, shit, people would say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know, I get that. But I'm like, damn, like, how did I miss these meetings? Jesus, I want to get invited to this stuff.
We said this a day after the election. Like, you gotta give the Dems a lot of credit for what they were able to pull.
Yeah.
And Adam Schiff, quoting Adam Schiff, who is a creepy motherfucker, congressman from California, which all of you know very well and don't trust. I'm sure some of you do. He said there was evidence in plain sight as it pertained to Russia collusion. Evidence in plain sight if you're willing to see it. Now, we found out that there was no evidence and there was nothing as pertains to Russia because it was made up by Hillary Clinton, okay? And the Steele dossier, which was bought and paid for. So, but if we use that logic, if you're willing to see it, well, there's over 200 affidavits. That's penalty of perjury, which there was none of that for Russia. Collusion hoax, okay? So if you're willing to see the actual evidence this time, then you may want to see an investigation. Wouldn't that be good to see an investigation? You know, those are whistleblowers that we just showed there. Whistleblowers. Jesse's a whistleblower. There's already one whistleblower who has a sworn affidavit in Sidney Powell's lawsuit, and that person is in a fucking hospital.
I'm about to say, is Jesse still alive? Do we have confirmation that he's still alive? He hasn't disappeared, has he?
Okay, well, let's hear from Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi about whistleblowers and how important that is.
That's a serious issue. It needs a thorough investigation by the Attorney General.
This week, we saw cold, hard evidence of the Trump campaign, and indeed the Trump family, eagerly intending to collude possibly with Russia, a hostile foreign power, to influence American elections. After these latest revelations, it's becoming clear we have suffered a desecration of our democracy not seen since Watergate. Outside independent commission. It's not just about what happened in the past, it's to prevent it from happening again.
Well, that wasn't a whistleblower one, so that was my mistake. But what did she talk about? What did she talk about? Outside independent commission to investigate. And we're talking about investigations. Why can't we have an investigation? All you Democrats telling us we need to move on. But according to Adam Schiff, there's evidence in plain sight if you're willing to see it. But since you're so brainwashed, you're not willing to see it. You see the logic here? No, you don't, because you're brainwashed. We got more on that in just a few moments. Chuck, what do you think?
On the video, I mean, listen, you're right. People are brainwashed, man. It just comes down to it. They see what they want to see, they hear what they want to hear. If there's something, why? So tell me, and this is an honest question, how come it hasn't been an investigation? Like, what's the reasoning?
So my perspective is, and from what I've heard, a lot of never Trumpers and people who pretended to be Trump people want things to go back to normal. And what that means is that the Democrats are in power, and these people that are in elected positions that are quote unquote Republicans, they just want to live fat and happy. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want the threats that they're getting anymore because they think they're going to go away if Trump is gone. Right.
Okay.
So they want their life easier, and they don't give a shit about you nor I, and they're giant cowards.
Sounds like it.
They're giant cowards. Now, is William Barr one of those? I don't know. And we're going to get to some stuff behind the scenes that may or may not be true. We just showed you a lot of factual stuff. You can decide on your own. Our job here is to present information and to get you to start asking questions. Start asking questions. You're like, well, why the hell are you showing us this stuff? You shouldn't be showing us this stuff. Yeah, maybe not. But it's your right as an American to decide whether or not you want to listen to it or believe any of it. That's your right. And that's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for.
Open conversation, buddy.
That's right.
That's it.
An opportunity to exchange thought and with the mutual respect of, hey, you're a human being, I'm a human being. Yeah, I say some stuff, you say some stuff, but at the end of the day, does it really matter? No. As long as we can come to an agreement somehow, some way, or not an agreement, an understanding as to where you're at and where I'm at, right? Does that not make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, buddy.
So we talked about Project Veritas, right? And they had a whistleblower of their own, a whistleblower, which Nancy Pelosi always says needs to be protected. The whistleblower this, whistleblower that. Adam Schiff to everyone, the whistleblower, you know, with the Ukraine BS. We got to protect the whistleblower. Okay, well, there's a bunch of them. Are you going to call off your whack job Antifa people, your George Soros cunt rag fuck faces? You going to call them off from hurting individuals? Are you going to do that? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do any of that, Nancy or Chuck.
Oh, my peoples.
Yes, your people.
Okay,
Nancy or Chuck.
Hey, well, you can't call them off, man. Once they ready.
Hey,
to go
my
to war,
Sicilian grandmother said Pelosi means pussy in Italian.
Hey, your Sicilian grandma's a wonderful lady, I'm sure. So
she lived to 99, by the way.
Good for her. Wow.
99. So if there's anything that happens to me young, there's some nefarious shit going on. That's all I'm fucking saying.
You saying somebody gonna take you out?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I'm good to go. So, Chuck, the whistleblowers, we talked about Project Veritas and what they were able to do with CNN. And there you got a whistleblower from the inside, and they're able to record a number of meetings at 9 a.m. On multiple days for like 2 months. And here's just a part of a longer piece that Project Veritas put together, but this is the first part of it. If you want to see the whole thing, you need to go to projectveritas.com and check that out. But we have the first initial piece that you guys do not want to miss. Jeff Zucker, is he subjective or is he objective? You're going to find out really quickly. Watch this.
Is that Zuckerberg?
Zucker.
Normally you would expect to see a smooth.
Come on. We're going to play this and we're going to go back to the Rudy deal because that one's pretty good.
All right.
Zucker.
Morning, everybody.
He did.
Okay, let's start with Washington, please. I don't care about the other stuff in the event. Okay, I don't care about them. Let's just stay very focused on impeachment.
My name is Kerry Porch. I'm a satellite uplink technician. I'm a contractor at the CNN Washington, D.C. Bureau.
But Jeff Zucker, basically president of CNN, has a personal vendetta against Trump. It's not going to be positive for Trump. He hates him. He's going to be negative.
I decided to wear a hidden camera.
Media created this monster. Did you know media created this monster? And I want you to get full play every single day. Yeah. Media created the Trump monster.
I decided to secretly record the 9 a.m. rundown call meetings, and it's basically run by Jeff Zucker, the president of CNN.
We're moving towards impeachment. I mean, don't we shouldn't pretend, this is going one way, and so all these moves are moves towards impeachment.
When I came to work at CNN, I mean, it was my dream job, and that dream actually just turned into a nightmare.
So I want to say on the Lindsey Graham front, I know that there's a lot of people at CNN that are friendly with Lindsey Graham. Time to knock that off, and it's time to call him out. And I think what's going on in America now is really fundamentally the result of years of fake news, conspiracy, nonsense from Fox News.
He was calling Fox News fake news and a propaganda machine, and with what I saw, I'm like, that's pretty much what CNN was. Like, it's just pumping out propaganda.
The fake conspiracy nonsense that Fox has spread for years is now deeply embedded in American society, and frankly, that is destructive to America. And I do not think we should be scared to say so.
I just wanted to own where they're at. Like, hey, if we lean left, cool. Let's just say we lean left. If we lean right, let it be known. But again, it just dovetails back to that thing. I just want people to have the information to make up their own minds.
He's known Trump for a long time. Like, they worked together back during The Apprentice.
And hates his government.
What
you think, man?
I got a stupid question. Where is CNN headquarters? What city and state it's located in? I think it's
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I think that's where it's at. Is that coincidence? I think so. I think it's just coincidence, man. I'm not reading into anything of that thing. Is that guy still alive?
As far as I know, yeah, hopefully.
So we can't confirm nor deny that. So, because when you put somebody on the spot like that and secretly record someone that powerful in that state, you can
CNN already threatened Project Veritas.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Man.
Well, Project Veritas, according to James O'Keefe, who's the founder, and you saw in the video there, they've never lost a lawsuit. So they've pretty much done everything by the book, and it's ironic that a journalism network is suing someone else for doing honest journalism. You know why? Because they don't do honest journalism anymore.
Nope.
CNN used to be kind of down the middle. Yeah, it was Ted Turner, and he leaned left, but at least back in the day, like, you could go to CNN and like get the news. Right now, it's just full of shit.
It's agenda.
So what did those employees say there? The media created a monster.
Oh yeah.
And we've talked about this and referring to Trump. Now, was Trump a monster? Was he an evil, racist, bigot, xenophobe, fucking whatever phobe you can come up with before he started running for president and became a Republican?
Right.
Was he any of that or those?
Trump was a gangster.
Yeah, Trump.
Man. My point. I've said this in the previous episodes. Listen, he is a billionaire, and he didn't become a billionaire being nice. I'm sorry. Okay, so he had to step on some toes, step on a neck a couple times, be an asshole. That's what you have to do to get to a level he is. And then,
was he a fascist? Was he a racist? Was he a xenophobe? Whatever stupid phobia you can come up with. He's claustrophobic. Trump is so claustrophobic.
Before that, like I said in previous episodes, rappers used to talk about wanting to be the Black Trump, man. Rappers wanted to be him. So this is before he became the president. They all talked about how they wanted to be him. So that gives you an idea of what he was before. Yeah, or people looked at him as before he was president, and then once he became president, that changed really quickly in people's eyes.
So what does this tell you about CNN as an organization where the president of the organization, the news organization, is telling people what they need to report on, what they don't need to report on? There's so many more tapes, and everyone, please research this. Go listen to all this stuff yourself. But what does that say about CNN and their employees? Were like, we're the ones who created this bullshit. We're the ones who created this quote unquote monster. What does that say about them? There's also other tapes of them saying, well, they told us not to do this, report on this.
Right.
So essentially, you're taking all your information from the DNC, and that's what you're putting on. Oh, well, they do that with Fox News. Here's the difference, you fucking idiot. 90% of the mainstream media is doing the same thing as fucking CNN.
Same exact.
It's 90-10. So 90% of the time, you're seeing left-wing fucking propaganda, communist, socialist bullshit, and you're getting fed this stuff in school, from the elementary school level to middle school to high school to college. What the fuck are you going to believe?
Yeah.
Is that insane for me to say that, Chuck, or is that just common sense?
That is not insane. Everybody does it, man. 90-10. That's, I
is
might
that
have said 95.
I
might have said 95. It's a huge problem.
Are they promoting freedom? Or are they promoting victimhood? Are they promoting big government to take away freedoms?
Everybody's
we're going to take everything for you.
Yep.
Take care of everything for you. Trust us. We know what's best for you. We know what's best for your safety. You do?
Yeah.
I don't think you do. You're a bunch of bureaucrats who really haven't lived in the real world, and you don't know shit.
Hey, just like when they say you're not black if you vote for Trump, you know? I'm just saying. They're trying to tell me what to do. I can vote whatever the fuck I want to vote for. Same thing.
What this does, and whether we're doing a great job of explaining it or not, but you guys saw the video. Is that objective or is that subjective? That's the fucking question. Ask yourself that question. Is that objective? Jeff Zucker, the head of CNN. Is it objective or subjective? He has a vendetta against Trump? Okay, well, if that's the case, if you have a vendetta, what do you think you're going to do? Well, everything's going to be negative. Like one of the employees said. How is that fair?
Right.
How is that honest journalism? And you see the rage.
Right.
The rage of these people. And we have some interesting video on the rage of these folks and what they turn into.
Okay.
We do. Bubble Boy helps us out a little bit.
Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy. And that's coming up shortly. So stay tuned, everybody. And, you know, we bypassed this video of Rudy Giuliani. They're in Back to Your State.
Rudy. Oh,
Rudy.
My
Back to your state, Chuck. Pennsylvania, in front of the
great Commonwealth
legislature there. And they had an expert analyst on there. It was a retired military dude, army dude, data analysis analyst. There we go. He's here, and I want to show you just kind of the mind-boggling. Did I say mind-boggling? It's
yeah, same thing.
What's his name from Will Ferrell? Why can't I think of it? Stay classy, San Diego. Anchorman. Will Ferrell from Anchorman.
Yes.
It's like my mind's in a bottle. It's mind-boggling, not in a bottle. Forgive me for messing that up. Watch this video and let us know your thoughts. You're welcome.
Normally, you would expect to see a smooth curve going up, not any big spikes. That's kind of what Greg was talking about, the anomalies of loading and uploading those votes. So that big spike that occurs there is a prime indicator of fraudulent voting.
And that's 604,000 votes in 90 minutes, is that right?
Correct. This is 337 votes, 337,000 votes in that
period of time.
Yes.
And when you look at this entire curve with all these spikes, can you calculate how much of a vote that accounted for Biden and how much for Trump?
Close to 600,000. I think our figures were about 570 some odd thousand that all those spikes represent over time.
For Biden?
Correct.
And how much for Trump?
I think it was a little over 3,200.
Excuse me. All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
That's how it is, dude. We have all this evidence. Where's the evidence? I don't know. It's all right in front of your face if you're willing to see it, Adam Schiff. So all you libtards that listen to Adam Schiff and his fucking crazy eyes, talk about a goofy looking motherfucker. Pencil neck. Like, it's so funny Trump called him pencil neck. But all you people that listen to him, listen to him now. There's evidence in plain sight if you're willing to see it. And that is a quote right there. Evidence in plain sight if you're willing to see it.
Only if you're willing to see it.
But you don't have to be willing. It's right there.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They just showed that.
That's true.
Just showed that. 570 some odd thousand votes and 3,200 for Biden and 3,200 for Trump. And that's the data. That's the spike that you see. Where's the Michigan thing? I think I still have this thing loaded in here. Do I have it? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Okay.
State of Wisconsin and Michigan. You see this crap? What happened before they shut everything down? They stopped the count, and for a period of time. Then they had a massive dump, and look what happened. Look at the blue line or purple line, depending on if you're colorblind. Poet and didn't know it. Look at that. This is what they're alleging. What happened? It seems like they have some proof there.
How they got proof?
It's in plain sight.
It's in plain sight, baby.
It's in plain sight. But you have to be willing to see it. You don't have to be willing to see it. You know why? Because there's sworn affidavits. There's documents of evidence that actually prove fraud. Now, is this voter fraud or election fraud, or is it both? Was it a coordinated effort by the DNC? Was it a coordinated effort by the cabal?
It had to be.
Who was pulling the strings? Was it Barack Obama? Was it Joe Biden? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Did he know about it? Yeah, probably.
No, he didn't at all.
Maybe plausible deniability. They didn't tell him.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
He broke his foot, right?
Yeah,
we're going to get into that.
Broke his foot or ankle. Yeah, I heard about that.
We're going to get into that in a moment.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But again, the media, you're Leslie Nielsen in The Naked Gun.
Love that movie.
Please disperse. There's people blowing up behind me. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. That's what you sons of bitches are doing right now. You're not covering anything, including Fox, by the way, which these guys suck now too. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Apparently you made a business decision and you're doing what you need to do.
Yep.
But you suck and you're a rhino Republican, which if you're a Trump supporter, you're not voting for those people anymore. You're getting them the fuck out because the Trump people are working class people and business owners.
Yep.
Small, medium-sized business owners, yep. Maybe some large business owners.
Mm-hmm.
Not the quote-unquote elites. So with the Democrat Party, what you've seen is a major shift. The Democrat Party used to be the party of the working class, and the Republican Party was the people that had, quote-unquote, a little bit more money. That was the base, right? Now it's completely shifted under Trump. Mm-hmm. You have your working class, you have your union-type people, just working class, blue collar people. You have your small business owners, your medium sized business owners, and you have some large business owners. The Democrat Party is elites and the poor. So, Chuck, when you look at it from that perspective, what government system does that remind you of? Elites and poor. What is that?
Communism? That's honestly, I didn't think about that.
Just a little bit. Communism. So what you stu-nods don't understand, and you young people who think everything for free is awesome, what you're missing here is that this is fucking communism. When you have the elites, the proletariat, the government people that are making all the fucking money, like in China, and there are some entrepreneurs in China that are billionaires, but that's like the elite of the elite, okay? And there are some elite. Yeah. Entrepreneurs, and I know because I've done a decent amount of business with China, so I have an understanding of this stuff. And the working class people in China, they don't make a lot of money, and a lot of times they live far away from their families.
Yeah,
and a lot of times they're working 6 days a week, and they don't get to do shit. They don't get to see a lot of people, their family, and It's not the great thing. And a lot of their
Right.
freedoms are taken away. They're thrown in gulags, re-education camps. Wait, who said that? Who said that? The guy who was running Bernie Sanders' campaign in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was caught by Project Veritas. That's another thing you guys need to go check out. The Trump people need to be sent to re-education camps. Well, who does that? Do capitalist countries do that? No, only communist or socialist countries do that.
Mm-hmm.
But you think that's okay because you believe that you have moral superiority. How do you believe that you have moral superiority when you're a fucking communist? And it's been proven over and over and over again that it doesn't work. And all it does is hurt people. Stalin killed 20 million fucking people.
You know what gets me annoyed is that when when the government gives free stuff, for example, here in this state, that community college, if you're fresh out of high school, you can get 2 years free. And I put that in quotes of community college. And I'm like, if they're giving it to you, it's not free.
You're not going to go.
And you're not going to go. Not just that. It's not just the fact you're not going to go, Sully. Is that the fact that I have a friend, his wife is a teacher, and now she's like, she's a teacher at the community college here. It's like I used to have 15 to 20 people in my class. Now I'm up to about 35. This is before COVID. And because it's been 4 or 5 years now, and this community college has been free. She said 15 of them, at least 15 of them now. If a classroom's now 35, it used to be 20. Now 15 of them don't give a shit. Now she got to deal with people in her classes, disruptives, and don't give a shit. This is college. This is not middle school, high school. And she's like, because they just take it because it's free. They don't really want to be there. They barely show up. I'm like, it's bullshit.
Think about it. It's a good place to go meet girls, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So if you don't have to pay for it, you got to show up to class. Like you're just going to be jacking around the whole time,
and
right?
that's what she said. She said her class used to be full of just people who wanted to be there and wanted to learn. Not anymore. And again, it ain't free. Somebody's paying for it. Oh, let me think. My tax dollars is paying for this shit. Okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying for that shit. I don't like handouts. And when they say, oh, they make it all pretty, make it sound free, it ain't free, dickhead.
No, nothing's for free. It's never going to be for free.
Never.
But you know what is for free, Chuck?
What's that?
You know what's for free?
What's that?
Oh man, is that even the right one?
Uh-oh.
Did I upload the right one? I don't even know if I did. Interesting. Is this the right one? I don't know. We're gonna have to check it out and see. Hey, does your horse have COVID? I don't know. You're riding a horse and you don't know if it has COVID? Huh. Maybe you have COVID. Ah. I live in a bubble because I'm afraid of COVID. Gee. So that was last week's
free.
version.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna have to upload this week's version of the stupid
little edit.
Bubble Boy, which you created, by the way. I didn't do this, so
bubble boy.
Dude, it was community college here in California. It was like $11 per unit. Now it's, to your point, it's for free. If it was free, would I care as much?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
And to be completely honest, was I paying for those $11 per unit out of my pocket? No, I was not. My parents paid for that. But I also saved my parents thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars by going to community college. And then I was able to get a scholarship because I went to community college, and thank God for my JC. I was able to get a scholarship and get my 4-year paid for.
Absolutely.
So it was a win-win. And I love community colleges, and I'm a huge supporter. And with my business, we sponsor that.
Absolutely.
The value, though, and I totally understand what you're saying. I totally understand, because I honestly got nothing done my first year.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Nothing done.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to my 4th year, I had to take 18 to 21 units per semester for 3 years. Yeah, I went to college for 6 years, 3 in junior college and 3 at my 4-year. You know why? Because I dicked around. I didn't do anything.
Hey.
But I knew once I got to my 4-year that I had to buckle down because I wasn't going to be a professional athlete. That dream went out the drain my freshman year. Like, well, if I'm not getting drafted this year, it ain't happening. So, but it was good because, you know, you can give up on that dream and you can look towards another, which is totally fine.
Yeah. And
everyone has to come to that realization at some point.
At some point.
And for me, luckily, it came early. It came early. Like, it's not happening now. It ain't happening. So, thank you. And by the way, I had a great JC coach. He was an assistant coach, and he was a scout for the Kansas City Royals for a number of years. And he was in the major leagues for about 11 years. Made 2 All-Star games.
Nice.
Coach Herman. Outstanding. I used to sit up in front with him in a bus. Or not in a bus, we had vans in junior college.
Oh, man.
And I would just pick his brain. I would just pick his brain about everything you can imagine. Like, he was living in New York. He's playing for the Yankees. John Riggins was his roommate. So John Riggins, according to some stories, said he'd sit in front of the TV and he'd be working out, right? He'd have a dumbbell in one hand and he'd have a 12-ounce in the other hand, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. This is just stuff that was told. Like, they just had a great time. They get done with the games like 11. They'd be out at dinner at 1 a.m. And then they would wake up and they would do what they would need to do and get to the field and they would go play again. And this
Those
is
were the
just
days.
a deal.
Yeah.
But just the intangibles of having being able to be around people with that type of experience and what you're able to retain from their experiences and their knowledge is invaluable. And that's why, again, getting back to the JC thing, look, if it doesn't work out going to the 4-year out of high school, whether you're playing sports or not, you may have a professor, instructor that's that type of person that you can lean on, right?
Yep.
Now, are they going to be a Marxist? That's a whole nother friggin' question.
Don't know.
Whole nother question. But you know what? It might be good to understand their point of view.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you believe in your point of view, it might be good to understand where they're coming from. Right? That's never a bad thing either. And especially about COVID, there's all sorts of different perspectives about COVID.
Sorts. Yep.
We're moving into this. And Bubble Boy, he kind of has some thoughts on COVID that we would like to share. So take a look at this.
Bubble Boy.
That Carl have COVID? Aha, good one. Does my fart have COVID? Yes, it does. The
United States of America, Donald.
Do they have COVID? No COVID, brainwashed communist. Chuck, I gotta say good work on that. Does that Carl have COVID? Chuck, I gotta say good work on that one.
Bubble Boy.
So Bubble Boy, he's in the bubble. He's afraid of COVID. Apparently he's hotboxing himself. And there's some crazy people running around, maybe trying to brainwash him, but he's insulated because he's in that bubble, right? And he doesn't have to worry about anything.
The NBA bubble.
What do you think about Bubble Boy, Chuck? Was he on point?
I mean, to some degree, I think you can't live your life in fear to that extreme. You can always be concerned and cautious. That's cool. I get it. But come on, man. That's a little much. But I think it's hilarious. Yeah. I'm entertained, man. Come on, Bubble Boy. Keep it going. I'm
Bubble Boy, man.
I'm entertained.
I don't know what we're going to do with Bubble Boy.
I'm entertained, man.
He's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, we need folks like that just to keep us entertained.
Hey, so have you seen the stuff floating around there online about Obama and Biden and them being arrested for treason, espionage?
I have not heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna dive into some of that right here, and here's his first one on Oh yeah, former President Obama arrested for espionage. According to, and Chuck, you got to listen to this. According to the conservative Beaver out of Canada. So did you know any Canadians that went to our 4-year?
Oh, I'm sure.
And what were they like? Were they conservative?
I'm trying to remember.
They were actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were crazy. I was doing crazy.
The conservative Beaver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barack Obama, a former president of the U.S., was arrested on November 28, 2020 on a charge that he conspired with a business partner of his who? Also, yeah, but, you know, the great publisher. Also was former CIA officer to communicate classified information up to the top, secret level to intelligence officials of the People's Republic of China. The criminal complaint containing a charge was unsealed this morning. What do you think about that? Breaking Obama. He was arrested on the 28th. He's got like a boot on now.
Got an ankle bracelet on.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man.
Obama might have that.
Yeah. I mean, come on, that would have been like breaking news everywhere, man. If that really happened. So
would it? Apparently.
A former president. Come on, man.
Apparently,
no way.
There was a judge's order to keep it silent here in the United States. Look, do I believe
that would have got out somewhere? I mean, I
don't know, man.
Former president.
I don't know. Do I believe any of that? No. But that's been floating around. That's been floating around. Now, what about this one? We're into the conspiracy stuff now, which may or may not be true. I don't know. You guys decide for yourself. You can laugh.
Yeah.
Like this is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Like, is it true? I don't know. It makes you think, well, there's no way. How could you do that to President Obama? I didn't do it. I'm just sharing the information. We're sharing the information. You think of it what you will. I'm not saying that it's true. Am I saying that it's outlandish? Yeah, I'm saying that. Am I saying is it plausible? Maybe. But I don't think Obama would ever go down, but I think he would let this MFer go down big time. Situation update November 30th. Is Joe Biden preparing to concede? Rumors emerge of Biden seeking pardon deal from Trump. Is that true? Is it true? Well, look at this one.
It could be. I don't know.
Natural news. By some accounts, Joe Biden is preparing to concede the election and is reaching out to Trump to negotiate a pardon for all the crimes committed by himself and his family members. This claim, attributed to a very reliable source, as the CNN, was broadcast by Lewd Media or gnews.org, the same group that first spilled the truth about Hunter Biden's laptop and all the outrageous content it contained. Such a deal would, of course, protect the Bidens, but essentially serve as a selling out of Obama, Brennan, and other deep state players who don't want to be prosecuted for treason and are very capable of, say, breaking someone's ankles to get them to comply. The official story on Biden's recent injury is that Joe Biden fractured his ankle walking his dog, but no one believes that except the clueless. This claim about Biden seeking a concession deal, which is yet to be confirmed from other sources, is covered in today's Situation Update podcast that I posted here. I posted below. Here's a video from GTV, Google Lewd Media, where the unconfirmed claim is being made. Now, do we have this video, Chuck? Do we have it? What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yes, we do. Play this right now. We're going to watch it. It's not in English. Have fun with it.
告诉大家啊，其实昨天晚上我就已经知道了，绝对可靠信息来源，情报来源说拜登啊专门去找了麦康奈尔，知道吧？找麦康奈尔，
明白，麦康奈尔。
对，参议院绝对老大嘛，是不是？华盛顿 DC 里真正的啊，
对，
势力排名第3的人，
对，
排名第4的人啊，说什么呢？ 因为麦克纳就是拜登自己已经知道，他这些法庭的，就是只要有一个法庭裁决了，他整个全输。他说只要在法律上，因为他自己心里很清楚的，告诉大家，他说让麦康纳说意思什么意思呢？他说他不相信川普总统，但是呢相信麦康纳。他说让麦康纳给他做担保一旦这个法律上出了，就是他自己心里清楚，法律上一定会真相全部会出来的。那个时候他会主动承认败选，但是前提条件让川普总统给他豁免和他家人包括拜登硬盘们这一系列的，这是绝对可靠的消息。
What you think, Chuck? What you think?
Oh man. It was a little tough to keep up on my end because of choppiness, but crazy. And hold on, let me ask a question. Sally. What do they do at like the Kentucky Derby and all? What do they do to horses when they break their leg or break their ankle?
A lot of times they euthanize them.
I mean, that's normally what they do. They take them out back, maybe shoot them or euthanize them.
So you're saying Biden's a clone?
I ain't say that.
Say that about the president-elect? Is he president-elect?
I didn't say that. I just think it's a coincidence. Now, how did he break his ankle again? Or what is he saying? How he broke his ankle?
Had something to do with dog and peanut butter. I don't know.
Okay, that's interesting. It's possible. I've heard people break their ankle because of dogs before. I get it, but
don't forget peanut butter.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about the peanut. It wasn't jelly, it was peanut butter. Okay, my bad. And he was out walking the dog.
Remember, he has dementia.
With all the self,
he broke his ankle and kept walking on it.
Yeah,
my ankle!
sure.
It hurts.
With
And he
all
kept walking on it. And he's like, it hurts, but I don't know what happened. You know what I mean?
With all these cameras everywhere, man, they would have got footage of that, man.
So maybe the cabal got to him, snapped his ankle.
Snap, crackle, pop. Yep.
Snapped his ankle. Or he is in custody.
And he broke his ankle in the cell.
Or he was arrested and released, but he has the ankle bracelet.
Ooh, that's a good twist to it.
Maybe. Just maybe. Look, here's what I do. I see this getting overturned, and what I've told people, and I got some money on it too.
Oh, did you?
I do. I think there's a 20% chance. I think there's a 20% chance of this getting overturned. Is it plausible? Yeah. Is it likely? No. And here's why. Because of the never Trumpers and the cowardice Republicans in office. I'm not saying the voters, the ones in office that don't want to stand up, and or they're blackmailed or they're corrupt. That's the deal. Do I believe Trump won in a fair vote? Yeah, I think he won by a lot. I do. And all you have to do is do the eye test. I don't know about you, but here in California, there's no Biden signs. There's a few.
Oh.
Everything else is Trump from what I've seen. Okay. Now, California used to be red. How did they change that? Ballot harvesting. What did they do in this election in all these battleground states? Ballot harvesting. They extended a vote, right? They extended a vote.
Right,
why did they
right.
do that? Harvest more. Change ballots. Cure ballots. Cure ballots. I think it was ingenious. I think they did it right in front of our faces. I have to give the Democrats credit for what they were able to do. If you don't think there's anything fraudulent about this election, that's something else entirely.
Yeah.
But I do have to give the Democrats credit for what they did. Now, is anyone going to be held to account? I don't know. I don't know. Based on Everything that I've seen, I don't know. But I can say this, and this is fact. There's been human trafficking going on since the dawn of time, right?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, yeah.
And who's gone down for that? Who's gone down for that? Not a lot of people, but I do know this. Since Trump's been in office, Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, John of God, Nygaard, out of Canada, and the list goes on and on.
Yep.
So those people have been running around doing their thing for years and years and years. And did Obama do anything? No. Did George Bush do anything? Did Clinton do anything? Well, why would Clinton do anything? It's part of it, allegedly.
Didn't have sexual
But under
relations.
Trump, this shit happened. Now you can say he had something to do with it or he didn't. All I know is under Trump it happened. Under Obama it didn't happen. So that gives me some hope.
Okay. That's
Now
good.
the Kraken, is that really doing anything? I don't know.
Is it helping?
I don't know.
hurting? Yeah.
Hey, a couple more things. So we got the Vandy kicker.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that. Let's get into barbershop, then let's get into libtard of the week, and let's wrap this deal up.
All right. I won't listen. Let me start off by saying I want to tip my cap to the young lady that went out there and kicked for Vanderbilt. I think it takes a lot of courage. It's kind of hard to do to jump into a boy sport and do it. So let me preface it with that. I know we both have girls, and we want our girls to do whatever they want to do. So
Yep.
So let me start with that. The reason why I think it was a publicity stunt is because James Franklin, sorry, Coach Franklin, Penn State, Derek Mason was fired the next day. Okay. So Vandy played, they went to Columbia, Missouri this past Saturday and played in a football game. Now, obviously a lot of people, a lot of teams have people COVID protocol, so they're quarantined. So everybody don't have their full football team. Everybody don't have their full amount of talent. Some people opting out. I get all that. So Vandy traveled to Columbia, Missouri to play University of Missouri football team and got smoked 40.
And Chuck, you dropped off again. I want to thank all the contributors to the show. Rick Glancy, Mike Stone, Chuck Faithful, Mike Frazee, Ryan Eldred, Melissa Ekren, Bobby Garcia, and many more that help contribute to this. Ryan Eldred, I know you're talking some smack online. Love you, buddy. How you're talking about all sorts of stuff. Yes, China's pulling the strings. We're doing. Oh, Chuck is back. Let's bring Chuck back in. Oh, there you are. You dropped out.
Now here's.
Hey,
oh,
Chuck.
did I?
Yeah, you dropped out. Oh. You dropped out. You dropped out for like 30 seconds.
Well, dang. I don't know when I dropped out at. So let me start from midway through.
Okay.
They used a female goalkeeper, a young lady named Sarah Fuller. Now, Vanderbilt women's soccer team is a very good team. They won the SEC this year. Okay. And the good part about Vandy, we go, my daughter plays soccer and we go to Vandy women's soccer games. Okay. Before COVID, the Vandy women's soccer games are free. So we go to them. My daughter loves soccer, so we go to them here.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to go. The reason why I said I think it was a publicity stunt, he was fired the next day because his record, I have it here, his overall record in 6 seasons, Mr. Sully, is 27-55. Okay.
Oh, it's a great record.
Great record, especially when you're making $3 million a year in the SEC. Okay. I think there was grumbling that he was going to get fired. So he said, you know what? I want to do something that he probably already previously talked to the young lady about, about doing it. She agreed. And you know what? We're going to go out there and kick. Now, she only kicked one time and it was a kickoff. And obviously they squibbed it and it was all planned. Because Vandy got over midfield twice offensively. They barely can move the damn football. Okay, so she didn't get a chance to kick a field goal or extra point. They're horrible. They are horrible. Okay, So I think it was a publicity blunt because the ratings was through the roof for a Vanderbilt at Missouri football game. Who the hell watches Vandy football?
I don't know.
Exactly. Ratings was through the roof. He's trying to bring some attention to Vandy, that they're doing a good thing. Maybe he won't lose his job. Maybe, you know, I'll save my job. Maybe I'll complete the season and maybe I can get some good publicity, because it's kind of hard to recruit to Vandy for football. Obviously, their baseball team is incredible. They won 2 national championships the last 4 years, I believe it's been. Great baseball here, Matt. Great baseball team here.
Oh, of course.
I mean, phenomenal. But the football team, 0-9. And also Vanderbilt, given their storied history, they were always, for being in the SEC and being in the South, they're always kind of on the front runners and on the forefront of changing and bringing change. Vanderbilt had the first black SEC basketball player back in 1967, Perry Washington, who went to Pearl High here. They also had the first black athletic director and first black female athletic director, who's currently right now is the athletic director. So they kind of on the forefront of some things. So I'm not messed up with it. That's a great congratulations. They do some great things, but I think it was a publicity stunt. But hear me out, folks out there, don't get mad. I took my cap for the young lady. It took a lot of courage to go out there because I got a call from my buddy. Matt, you should know where I'm getting with this. He said, okay, all right, you know, let's say you're playing for the Missouri Tigers football team and you're on special teams and the ball is kicked and she didn't squib it the way she's supposed to squib, and the guy picked it up and starts running, and now you're face to face with the young lady, Sarah Fuller, and you're supposed to block on the kickoff. What do you do? I said, well, as a man that in high school, I had a female teammate who played special teams. She was a solid player. I said, if she won't put it, if she put the jersey on, I'm gonna treat her like a football player. And if I have an opportunity to block her, I'm a blocker. And if I have the opportunity to light her up, I'm gonna light her up, just like any other player out there.
So what does she look like?
She's a cute young lady. She's 6'2". She's not small.
Soccer player.
Yeah. 6'2".
Good catch right there.
Yeah, that's my point, man. That's my point. You know, hey, man.
Hey, so I don't know much about this story. You know, good for her for going out there. You know, it's like necessary roughness. Right?
Yes.
What the hell's her name? Not Christy Brinkley, but
I thought it was Christy Brinkley, but
no, it's
but that was kind of
McPherson. It was
but that was a little bit different though, Matt.
What's the other? Why can't I remember? It's driving me nuts. Anyone?
I don't remember her name, but remember that team was decimated because they only had like 20 football players left, so they didn't have anybody left on the team. So
was it Kate? No.
Vandy has
Kathy Ireland.
Oh yeah, you're right. Kathy Ireland.
Thank you, Ryan Eldred, for providing that information.
Good job.
Thank you.
But just like any other football team, if you lose your kicker and you don't have another one, you use your dang punter. The punter becomes a kicker. If the punter gets hurt, the kicker becomes a punter. It's just the way it is. Come on now.
Yeah, apparently that's the way it's supposed to be. But, you know, if you can bring on a 6'2" female kicker that can kick the crap out of the ball, why not?
Right.
And it doesn't hurt if she's, attractive. That's kind of that's marketable, right?
Yeah.
So publicity stunt. Okay.
It's working because
I think maybe it helps all parties. So all the people out there that may or not be listening are like, oh, well, that's a sexist statement. Oh, well. Is everyone benefiting? Yeah. Okay.
Listen.
Well, then that's good.
Matt, the game was on in my own house. We watched it. I was like,
because she was playing.
Right. If remember, she didn't. So, I didn't say this. She didn't play. She didn't get on the field until the second half kickoff, because Missouri got Vandy got the ball first. And remember, they couldn't move the ball. So the only opportunity she got to kick was the second half kickoff. That's the only thing. And I'm sitting there and my wife is like, I didn't know Vandy was this bad. I'm like, they're 0-8. They're terrible. And it was painful to watch some of that. It's painful.
How are they not able to move the ball? That's pretty pathetic.
Because they're a terrible football team, and the SEC love their football, and they just show up and get beat down every week. So unfortunately.
So we're coming up to the barbershop. So have you been the last couple of weeks? What's been going on there?
I didn't go last week because I didn't get my negative COVID test till later that day. So I was trying to be courteous, man. I'm just if I pop positive, I didn't want to be in for, so I didn't go. The week before, it was a lot of sports talk, a lot of football talk, a lot of Kyler Murray and how small he is and stuff like that. Yeah, you little dude. But yeah, not a lot of politics lately because once the election is over, it kind of gets swept under the rug now.
No, but what was the chatter was about Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray, it was a couple weeks ago, right when he threw the Hail Mary, basically, throwing him off his back foot. A couple former, or one of them was a former NFL coach, and he's like, yeah, I like Kyler Murray a little bit, but he's a little guy in a big man sport. He's like, he just threw the ball up, good for him. DeAndre Hopkins made a good catch, came down with it.
I don't know. As far as fantasy numbers, he's been pretty goddamn good this year.
Fantasy numbers is great. Yes, he's just talking about
Yeah, but the Cardinals, what's their record? They're at least 500. They were 2 games over. I don't really keep up anymore.
Oh no. He's been a wonderful addition to Arizona. No, this was a former NFL coach comment. This is not my comment. I said he's been great
to me. And by the way, I'm partial. For obvious reasons, but if the guy's getting the job done, what the hell are you complaining about? I don't give a fuck if he's a former NFL guy or not. He's winning games with the Cardinals. Now, eventually, is that going to take his toll because of his height? Maybe. There's a lot of taller dudes that go down quick and easy.
Absolutely.
And don't last ever. This is his second year, right?
This is second year. Yes, second year.
And he's been killing it. So,
yeah.
To your friend, respect your opinion. Let's go shit in your hat.
He don't think it's sustainable. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well, this is year 2.
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf never did shit.
Hey, listen. I have a 6'5" quarterback. That's my favorite on my favorite team.
Jim
that's struggling right
Miller never did anything, and he was supposed to be.
Jim Druckenmiller. Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
He's a quarterback. I remember
everything that Doug Flutie wasn't supposed to be shit.
Yeah,
look what he did.
Hey, Russell Wilson's not a big guy either. He's fantastic.
Barely 5'10".
Yes, he's fantastic.
He's the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
He is fantastic, man.
So, what's your boy talking about then?
He just don't think it's sustainable.
Because he's got a slender frame. Russell Wilson's more. He's just thicker.
He's definitely thicker. He was saying because everybody's talking about how great of a throw and catch he was. He's like, dude, he just threw that shit up. What are we talking about here? I was like, well, he did throw it up, and DeAndre Hopkins made a great catch. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, if he didn't throw it up, he wouldn't have caught the ball.
And the game would have been over there.
It's kind of his job to throw the ball in the air and have the receivers and or running back, tight end, whomever, not the opposing team, catch the ball.
Sometimes they do.
By the way, Kyler Murray's my new favorite player, thanks to your buddy.
Oh, there it is.
Not bitter.
There it is.
Hey, so we got the libtard of the week, and people sending some names. You got Obama, Biden. It's not even fun.
It's too easy.
It's not even fun. Biden's dog.
Oh, Biden's winning. It's
Biden's dog.
Hey, somebody re-voted twice, 3 times for Biden. Can't do that now. You can't do that.
Yeah, the dog did. The dog voted. You don't need an ID, Chuck. So what the hell? The dog knows how to sign a name. They taught the dog to sign a name. You know what I mean? So the dog went and voted.
Yeah.
Good for the dog.
Good
Smart.
For him. Yeah.
It's ingenious. But you know what? I got to stick with Gavin Newsom. I have to stick with Gavin Newsom.
Your boy.
Because he continues to be a racist governor and label COVID with colors. Chuck. Purple being the worst. Chuck. So what do you think about that?
We back to colors thing. This race thing again.
Purple is the worst and white is the best.
Why?
I don't even know if White's on there, but
who came up with this? Who came up with this?
Gavin Newsom.
Oh my God.
Gavin frickin' Newsom.
When you use colors to do that, especially on a national thing, it's not going to work well. It's not going to work well.
Did I keep that video? No, I didn't download that video. Damn it.
Damn it, Matt.
I didn't save that video. Anyway, Gavin Newsom, you win again. You had dinner with 22 people or so. No mask, and then you came on and you apologized to us. You kept your winery open. Your kids go to private school. They're going to school. You're just a complete fucking asshole, and you do need to be recalled. And we can recall you, and your new name is Fuckface. We recalled you. That's what we did.
Man.
Fuckface Newsom.
There you go. That rolls up the tongue.
Does anyone on the left understand hypocrisy here? The guy gets to go out to dinner with 22 people wearing no mask. Then he comes on, he apologizes and says, well, I made an obvious mistake now.
Oh, it's obvious.
We need to be able to move on from this. And yes, did I mess up? Yes. And do I need to practice what I preach? Yes. But we do need to move forward. And people are like, oh, well, he apologized. Like, no, you fucking idiots. He's going to keep doing the same fucking thing. That's what we're talking about, the elite. They do whatever the fuck they want to do when they want to do it, and they expect us to do their stupid shit, and they don't even follow it. That's what you people voted for. You voted for communists, whether you like it or not. If the Republicans win, and those two candidates in Georgia kind of suck, okay? But they need to win because that's the only thing that's going to prevent us from really going over the cliff. Now, they can be bought and sold because it's going to be like 51 to 48.
Yeah.
50 to whatever it is. But that's going to be the only thing to keep us from going over the cliff quicker than what the left wants. What cliff are you talking about? Well, what I mean is all of our freedoms being taken away. Personal property, possessions. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be like what the Scottish did with what the English did with the Scottish. If you wanted to get married, like in Braveheart, they would take the bride first, and they would have their way with her. Then they would send her back. Now, is that extreme? Yeah, that's extremism.
Oh, yeah.
Is that? But is that possible? Yeah. If you're a Trump supporter, and I bet you some of you motherfuckers out there would believe in some of that shit, and you'd go along with it. Because Trump supporters are evil, right?
Very.
Chuck, do you think some of those people would think that? Like, that's okay, it's justified?
On what side or with?
So, before you get married, they have access to your wife before you do.
Oh, hell no. Come on, man.
You don't think that they would believe that they're entitled to that because you're a Trump supporter?
Fuck them then.
No, I'm asking you the question legitimately. Do you think some of them believe?
I do.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
I do.
That's where we're at.
Absolutely, I do.
Well, and that be that. Chuck, anything else you want to add?
Hey, man. Great show as always. Shouts out to everybody, especially Ryan. Hey, man, appreciate you watching. You know, doing the damn thing. Everybody who watched, we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you very much. If you have any questions,
please
reach out to us.
Yes,
I guess
please.
that's only Instagram.
Yes.
I'm not at Philadelphia. That's Shucko's reverse today, but whatever. White or black, it doesn't matter. Michael Jackson said that song. He sung that song.
Black or white. That's right.
Right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Yeah.
At West Coast Sicilian.
Hey, was that the black Michael Jackson or white Michael Jackson that sung that song?
White Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. He was white at that point. far as I would remember. That was like 92.
Yeah, somewhere
right
there, man. I can't remember. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. And then he took anesthesia to go to sleep. Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of stories about that guy. That's a whole nother deal.
Ooh,
well, Chuck, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much for the time. Glad Thanksgiving was fantastic. To everyone out there, if you have any questions, please hit us up at West Coast Sicilian at Philadelphia19 on Instagram and at Always Offended Podcast on Instagram. So far, we're not on any other platforms. Please type in any comments here. You can do it on any of the platforms that we're on currently streaming. But again, we certainly appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. If you have any suggestions, definitely let us know. But for Chuck, I'm Matt at West Coast Sicilian at Philadelphia 19. We are the Always Offended Podcast. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys later. Woo!
See ya.